Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jonna. This is Jonna OMG. Today I will be reviewing Love is Blind season 5, episode 5, 6, and 7. Let's get her done. So let's go ahead and get right on into this review. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So remember from last episode, Aaliyah has chunked them deuces to Love is Blind, chunked them deuces to Uche, to Lydia. She gone. She out of there. So apparently things had heated up between Aaliyah and Lydia. So the producers had called Aaliyah and let Uche talk to her over the phone. She was telling her side of the story, but it didn't seem like it was so awful to where she had to like leave the show just because her and Lydia had got into it. I don't know. It just didn't seem that bad to me. So anyway, so Uche was pissed. You know, he was like, I don't want to talk to her anymore. He was mad. It felt like she was, running away and like she wasn't sticking it out for him. Like, okay, Uche, like you're the prize, sure. But I mean, if Aaliyah felt like it was best for her to leave, like, girl, be gone. I actually gave her that advice. I was like, let go of Lydia, let go of Uche, you do your own thing, because it was drama, it's mess between them. And it's clearly something still going on between Uche and Lydia. Some ain't right. It ain't sitting right in my spirit. And probably not Aaliyah's either. So remember, Milton proposed. So he has proposed to Lydia. So it's finally time for them to meet each other. They seem to like each other. I don't know. Milton was kind of growing on me. I was like, Milton, all right. He kind of cute, he kind of cute. They was kissing a lot, child. I was like, yeah, because Milton is 24 and he's a horn dog. Of course, makes sense. I still am not sure. I still don't know if it's just gonna work out, but we'll see. I just feel like she faking it, but maybe not. Maybe she really in love with Milton, child. I would be surprised if she say yes at the altar. But it seemed like all Milton wanted to do was kiss. He couldn't stop kissing her. I was like, okay, Milton, you got on the show to have your first kiss, huh? You did. Let me stop. So far we have only 3 engaged couples. We have Lydia and Milton, Izzy and Stacy, and Taylor and JP. That's it. Those are the only 3 engaged couples. So they're off to Mexico to go on their like pre-honeymoon, figure out if they can make the physical connect with the emotional. So we'll see. I feel like everybody was so awkward kind of in Mexico. For me on screen, I was like cringing watching them a little bit. Especially Taylor and JP. Izzy and Stacy were okay. Like they seemed to have a kind of strong physical connection. So it wasn't too bad. But Taylor and JP, ooh, they got some work. So Taylor was basically saying like it's just talking to a brick wall. Like JP is not giving her anything. Like she's the one that's having to start all the conversations, asking him questions, and he's just like saying one word answers and then just like looking at her and smiling. I'm like, okay, do you have anything else to contribute to this conversation? Like, woo, awkward. So she was telling him about like some of her reservations, how she's like, scared about this marriage thing, like it's 3 weeks enough time. And he's just like, I understand. Okay, and like, goodness. So we know which couple didn't have sex on the first night. So they woke up the next morning and he still didn't have shit to say. It's just so weird. He says that he hates being forced to make conversation. I'm just like, bro, what? This was not the show for you then. Like, it's called Love is Blind. You can't just stare at the girl all day. Like, y'all had to talk at some point. Like, that's all y'all had was communication. Like, I don't understand. Like, you should have went on another show, like Love Island or something. Like, all they do is like kiss and make out and stare at each other, because that seemed to be what you want to do if you don't like to have conversations. Like, what? My advice to Taylor is just shut up. Just take a deep breath. Don't say anything, and let's see if JP takes the wheel from here and start conversations with you. Like, let's just see. Like, Taylor, just hush, don't say nothing. Let them do the work. Let's see. So on episode 6, something that I noticed between Milton and Lydia that I think is gonna get old real fast. They do a lot of jokes on each other about their age. Like, she's like, "Oh, you're so young. You're a child. Da 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 da. You're immature. Da da da." He's like, "Oh, you so old." They do a lot of young old jokes on each other. It's gonna get old real fast, y'all. It is. At some point, I give it about to week 2, they're gonna start getting annoyed with all them like young old jokes. It's just not gonna be funny anymore. It's like, okay, now shut up. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna get old. I wonder who's gonna be the first to crack. I'm thinking it's gonna be Lydia. So back to Taylor and JP. So they're just trying to talk it out. Like, what is the root of their awkwardness? Like, why are things not progressing in the way that they hoped for? Well, that Taylor hoped for. I guess JP think everything copacetic. I don't know how he thinking that, but he was just saying like, well, Taylor, it's because you felt like our first meetup was awkward, so that's what you're harping on. Taylor, like, no, like, the first meetup was awkward, but now we on day like 4 or 5 or whatever day they on, and it's still awkward. Like, how can we overcome this hump? And then we get to the real meat of JP's issue with Taylor. He basically told this girl that if she would have presented herself without makeup and lashes at their first meetup, then things would have been better. Y'all men gotta let go of this makeup stuff. I'm for real. Like, we wear makeup for us. For us, not y'all. When I wear makeup, it's because I want the next chick to ask me what I get that lip color from, what mascara I'm using to make my eyelashes look like that. It's not for y'all. Not y'all dudes. Like, it's for us. It's how we like to feel when we wear makeup. Like, it ain't about you. And then he said he felt like the girl was fake because she had on makeup. Like, what? And I'm surely JP has dated women before that have worn makeup. So how would that make her a fake person? Makeup is not a reflection of her personality at all. So what? Netflix, where are y'all finding these people? Because this is just kind of getting ridiculous at this point. What is the vetting process like? I need to know. Somebody call production to tell them to comment down below. I need the layout. Now, she would have been wrong if she told the man, now you need makeup and some braces. Now, she would have been wrong if she said that. And I'm like, her face looked exactly the same. So makeup is just an enhancement to us. I don't understand. He said that the makeup started the awkwardness, and that's why he hasn't been able to communicate with her. That is dumb. What? Because she wore makeup, you now think that she's a fake person, and that's why you haven't been able to communicate with her? You only seen her makeup once, bro. Once. Now, granted, you can say, hey, babe, I really like you better. Or not even like you better. I really love it when you don't wear makeup. I think you're so naturally beautiful. I love that. You can say it. You can say it like that. But to say that you're not talking to this girl because she wore makeup one time is asinine. It just is. So Taylor leaves him for the night. She needed some space from him. So the next morning they meet up. JP says he wants to work it out. He's like, yeah, I want to work on our issues. Taylor, on the other hand, she says that she doesn't think that they should be engaged. She doesn't think they should be engaged. She doesn't think they should live together. And she is done. So y'all, that leaves us with only 2 engaged couples. This season is terrible. Only 2 engaged couples. Milton and Lydia, hopeless. Izzy and Stacy, maybe. That's it. Only 2 engaged couples. This season, ooh, rough. Yeah, that's why I want to know what the vetting process looked like. How did y'all pick these, screen these people? So the pre-honeymoon phase is over. They're back in Houston. Lydia and Milton are finna, move in together. I can't wait to see their dynamic just because of the age gap between them. Like, I cannot wait to see how their living arrangements are gonna work. So interested in it. So Izzy and Stacy. So Stacy has her own house. So Izzy is gonna move in with her, and then they had the money conversation. Izzy says that he prefers that they split bills like 50-50. Stacey was like, well, what about like dinner and stuff? And he's like, yeah, 50-50. She like, I'm not splitting no dinner for no 50-50. Like, and I'm kind of with her. Like, if we already splitting bills 50-50, when we go out, you want to split that also? Like, dude, so you're not going to try to wine and dine me? I know we married and stuff, but goodness, you can't even pick up the dinner tab. We already splitting the bills 50-50. You got to be forking over a little bit more now, Izzy. Come on. I can just tell. I feel like Izzy was completely uncomfortable with the money conversation. He says that she doesn't have anything to worry about with him, but I recall Johnny saying something about how Izzy's credit was bad. So I'm like, are you sure, Izzy? So Aaliyah is back, baby. She's meeting up with Uche. This is their first meet, I think. She says she does regret leaving him and she loves him and wants to work it out. She basically said she left because she was feeling uncomfortable around Lydia. I do think she probably should have wrote Uche a note or something telling him that, you know, the reason why she was leaving or whatever. But Uche said he felt down because he didn't want to badmouth Lydia because he knew that Aaliyah and Lydia were friends. But basically, Uche reveals that Lydia's some crazy stalker girl. But I'm like, maybe. I could see it. I could also see Uche stretching it a bit. I don't know. So Aaliyah basically left because she, of course, you know, she had some issues with Lydia, but she felt like there was some lingering feelings between Lydia and Uche. She found out that Lydia knew that Uche was going to be on the show, so that's probably why she came on the show too. So she thought maybe Uche and Lydia are in cahoots with each other or something. And Uche in the past were talking about how he wants the best for Lydia. She deserves love. So Aaliyah took that as, you know, do you still care for her? Like, you really talking her up? Like, I mean, so Aaliyah probably just didn't know what to think, honestly. That's why I felt like, Aaliyah, get out now. Get out of this mess, because it is still something going on between Uche and Lydia. But Aaliyah wants to continue to work things out. Uche says no. He wants to let it go. So that's the end of that love triangle. Uche, Aaliyah, Lydia. So Stacy and Izzy, they visit Izzy's apartment and they have their little first argument. So Stacy was upset because Izzy had this drawer in his bathroom called the Lost and Found. It's basically where like girls that have been over have left stuff, or like an earring or a bracelet or something. So Stacy was wondering, like, if you don't even know who these things belong to, why are you holding on to them? And you don't even, like, what are you keeping them for? They're no sentimental value to you. Why do you still have them in this drawer? Izzy says that he just wants Stacy to know the real him. I'm slick with Stacy on this one, because if you know that I'm coming over at your house, couple things that I'm going to need beforehand. I'm going to need you to clean up, right? You know I'm coming over. Don't have shit just everywhere in the house. I'm going to need you to clean up. That's one. Two, you need to remove any indicator that a girl has been over at their house. If you know I'm coming over, don't leave no extra scrunchie, no lashes on the bathroom counter, no earring on the sink. I don't want to see none of that. You know I'm coming over here. Remove it. I know you have a past life. I'm not an idiot. I know you're not a nun. I know you have a past life. Okay, but you don't have to rub it in my face that you also had a past life. Okay? So remove it. I'm kind of with Stacy on that one. And then Izzy got mad because she was saying something about the paper plates. You a 29-year-old man. Why you don't have a single wine glass? That's weird. You don't have a single glass. You can get that from Dollar Tree. It's $1. You can get wine glasses from Dollar Tree. It's $1. He didn't have any glassware. I mean, he didn't even have any like plastic cups or plasticware. It was all paper plates. That was so weird. I think, no. None? Do he live there? Maybe he travels a lot. I don't know. So I'm gonna speed past this part because it was a lot. So they have all the people from the pods meet up. So Johnny is with Chris. They are boyfriend and girlfriend. I thought that was really nice. I'm like, okay, Chris, now you sure you're making the right choice? Like, okay. She didn't choose you at first, but I guess they hashed it out. So they look like an okay couple. And then Uche shows up. He's like, he want to talk to Lydia. So they hashing it out. They're arguing. Uche's like, you've been stalking my friends and you stalked my house. And Lydia's like, what are you talking about? I'm not dealing with this. She storms off like twice, and then she comes back, and then she storms off again, and then she comes back. And I'm like, Lydia like Uche. Ooh, that's the first thing I said. I'm like, why is she storming off just to come back, and then storming off again, and then just coming back? And then Milton came in, and then she sent Milton away, and then she stormed off, and she came back. I'm like, Lydia still has some feelings for Uche. She doing too much back and forth with that man. She want to hear him out. She don't. She want to be near him. She don't. I don't know. Something's still going on with Lydia and Uche. So that is not the end. I am sure. I know it. Oh, and then there was like a little mini scene where Izzy and Johnny had got into it, and Izzy was like, he just went in on Johnny like, I guess she's not a good person, like she's sketchy, and I guess he was basically like trying to take up for Chris, like trying to protect Chris. But I'm like, you don't have to protect Chris. She's with him already. That's her boyfriend. Like, so I don't know. It was kind of weird. And he felt like so proud about how he treated Johnny. He went to go brag to Stacy, and Stacy was like, okay, and it was so weird. Then we learned that Lydia said that Uche actually cheated on her while they were in a relationship. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at Uche trying to make that girl seem like she the crazy girl. And what he benefits from making Lydia seem like the crazy girl, because it automatically will make him seem like the cool guy. And I believe it. I was like, Uche doing a lot of judgment when Aaliyah announced that she had cheated before. I'm like, he acting like he over here Mr. Perfect, like he ain't did nothing in a relationship. So y'all, that is it. That was a whole wrap up with episode 5, 6, and 7. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.